What's up everyone, my name's Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon LeafGreen and today's solo run will be can I beat Pokemon LeafGreen using only Abra. Now this was in the works for a little bit. I'm actually excited to present you the full thing finally. Now initially I was like, you know what, let's just give a move to Abra because Abra doesn't let me moves, and I gave him hidden power and then I'm like, this is kind of lame. Let's actually go back and try to see how far we can actually get without teaching any moves, without doing any trickery or anything. So let's try with that. Now, if you guys don't know what a solo run is, we're using one Pokemon throughout the entire run without evolving and without using items inside the battle to hopefully make it tougher on us, but also, you know, not insanely tough where we can't like let our Pokemon die or anything. We can let our Pokemon die. It's just as long as we don't evolve it, and as long as we beat the game, we complete the challenge. Now, of course, like any other Pokemon challenge video, I'm gonna use one nickname for this solo run. Thank you so much for the nickname Goodfish on this one. And if you guys want me to nickname after a Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop it in the comments and possibly I pick yours. And while you're down there, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, or some Pokemon you want me to see. I'm thinking Magikarp, possibly next one, I don't know. And subscribe if you guys are not already. It'll greatly help my channel, whereas we're gonna grind out the rest of February and go on a pretty strong run in March. So let's start off the challenge with our Abra only. So to begin off, kind of want to restart until we got a good nature Abra. I just don't want anything bad. It's kind of leaning towards a neutral nature, which is fine. We got a bashful nature as our nature we're going to use on our Abra. Now, as you guys do know, Abra does not learn any moves besides teleport. Generally, it's just a useless move that you can't really do anything with outside of like field effects where you could teleport to the Pokemon Center. But in battle, there is nothing for us to do. So obviously, we are going to lose our first fight against our rival. But that is not a required fight to beat, so we're good with that. What we have to do is go out in the wild and essentially use up all the teleports. There's only like 10 teleports, I think 20 teleport PP. So you have to use them all up and then heal up your Abra, obviously, and then you struggle, which is a move you can use only if you run out of PP on all your attacks. And this is the only way to actually gain some XP with Abra. Now you might be wondering, when's the next move? He doesn't get a next move. He actually has to evolve to learn the move Confusion. So that's why it's a pain. We have to basically use Struggle the entire way until we get some TMs at least. Abra can learn some TMs, but unfortunately we have to get to that. So firstly, we're going to clear through Verdant Forest. And now I'm not going to try to trick you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did use this rare candy cheat to boost on my Abra's level so I don't have to train up at like level 20. To each level. It's gonna take a long time. I don't think I have the patience for that, and I don't think Abra has the HP for that. So we're just gonna go around doing that. We're gonna obviously level our Pokemon just a little bit. You know, we don't want to go crazy as we face off against Brock. Brock's gonna be the first gym leader of the game that we have to face off against. He's a rock type gym leader, and we have to beat him using only Struggle. So our first attempt against Brock isn't the best. As you can see, we knocked down his Geodude. I leave about half HP on my Abra, which is not the best. So once this Onix comes out, it's obviously gonna beat me down. Situation I'm in, I don't have any berries, don't have any moves. I can't heal in this battle. If I could heal, this battle could be a little easier. So what I have to do is, you know, utilize my rare candies a little bit more until I'm level 26. Once I'm level 26, I still lose, as you can see from this clip. I still end up losing against Brock. Level 26 is a good point in which we can actually beat Brock. All we have to do is really rely on him missing Rock Tomb, and he actually misses 2 Rock Tombs in these very, very critical moments, and we're able to get 2 extra struggles off against him, take a Rock Tomb, and then finally struggle once again, and we're able to beat the Onix, and we beat Brock for the first gym badge of the game. Thank you. That was so relieving, because once we beat Brock, there is more opportunities for us to, you know, better our Abra. Abra might be over level, but again, he is just using Struggle. So unfortunately, I ran into this Pokemon Center outside of Mount Moon, healed up my Pokemon. So that means Abra is not going to have Struggle. And I didn't realize that until I got into this battle with this bug trainer. So yeah, a big whoopsie right there. So we have to go and drain the PP out on Teleport, and you know, we have to come back. We almost barely lost this last fight in Mount Moon against this Voltorb. Luckily, this Voltorb charged up, and I only took 1 damage from Struggle at the end, and we beat the Maniac at the end. Once we're done with Mount Moon, though, there is some move tutors outside of here, and we're able to learn Mega Punch and Mega Kick on our Abras, and finally, we got some moves, so we don't have to rely on struggle anymore. Unfortunately, Mega Punch and Mega Kick both are not great moves. As you can see, I am unable to even beat the Pidgeotto. It takes more attempts to beat him, but once we get past our rival, we're going to move up into north of Cerulean City into this trainer traffic. We have to beat this hiker trainer specifically. Once we end up beating this hiker, we could face off against this other trainer to lure him out of his little spots. Once we lure him out, we're able to get the TM for Secret Power. So that is another move we could teach our Abra, which is 3 moves, 3 normal type moves. But Secret Power is actually a pretty decent move, as you will see, as we're going to face off against Misty in the second gym of the game. Now, Secret Power, when used in a gym fight, when used in like a building, it goes into a move that's able to paralyze the opponent. As you see, I paralyzed the Star U and the Star Me, and we get it down pretty low. Unfortunately, though, Mega Kick isn't able to finish off the Star Me, and we have to restart from there. Our second attempt works out pretty fine, though, as I Secret Power 3 times, get him paralyzed, and then I can outspeed him, Mega Kick him to the face or to the gem, and we end up beating the Star Me pretty easily. From there, though, we're going to catch some Pokemon, because there is, at some point, we need 30 Pokemon at the bare minimum to get an item. We need that item. That is a bit later, as we beat down our rival at the SSN, and we face off against the third gym in the game, where we face off against Lieutenant Surge, and somehow he beats me. So that doesn't count. Lieutenant Surge did not beat me. We're going to face off against Lieutenant Surge. His first Pokemon is going to be a Voltorb. I'm going to send out my Abra, obviously, and Mega Kick into Secret Power will knock him out. Since I was Pikachu, it's not going to take a Mega Kick at all. And all I got to do is land 2 more Mega Kicks, and I'll beat the Raichu. Luckily, I do. Break out of the Paralyze, and we end up beating the Raichu, and we finish off Lieutenant Surge. Surprisingly, Abra can learn Shockwave. Shockwave is a TM we get from Lieutenant Surge, which is actually a very powerful move. It's our first special attacking move, so Abra is actually finally useful. So we go into the Rock Tunnel. We can clear through the Rock Tunnel pretty easily. Skip some hiker trainers because they are fairly annoying. But mainly Shockwave is a really good move in here. And then we can move on into Celadon City, where this is the most important place. We're going to go into the T spot, get the T, and then head into Saffron City. Once we're in Saffron City, there is a house for us in Mr. Psychic's house. Once we go into Mr. Psychic's house, we're able to get the TM for Psychic. Now, Psychic is the best Psychic move in the game. Something that has it, Mewtwo has it, at the super boss of the games has it. So we're going to put Psychic on our Abra, and it is amazingly powerful now. It is so strong that I think we could beat the game just like this. Abra is just good on its own right now. So we're going to face off against the 4th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Erica. Erica is going to be the grass type gym leader, and we're just going to use Psychic. 3 Psychics will finish off the entirety of her team, which is completely scary because this thing is a monster. So we Psychic down the Victory Bell, we're going to Psychic down the Tangela and the Vileplume, and we get a free gym badge. Now, Abra with Psychic might be super scary. It's actually amazing. So we're going to go into the Team Rocket hideout next. In the Team Rocket hideout, obviously we're going to clear through all the trainers in here. Face up against Giovanni, and Giovanni gets slapped up by my Abra. You can see I even take the fake out, didn't get flinch. 2 Psychics will knock out the Kangaskhan 2, and we're just gonna clear through that. Now we're gonna go into Lavender Town. We're gonna do something very nasty. This is this is so sad. Caught the baby and then killed the mother. But then we're gonna go into Silphco, clear through all the trainers in here. I realized that we're actually not under level, but we're very weak because the mini boss fight against our rival in here is actually kind of annoying. So we have to train up a little bit more, beat all the trainers in here. We're gonna get up to level 60. And we're going to face off against a rival. A rival's not too difficult. As you can see, I cleared through him pretty easily. Unfortunately, though, his Execute and his own Alakazam is very powerful. So those 2 Pokemon I have to look out for in the future because they might impede my progress. Now, the reason why I chose Abra in the Bulbasaur position rather than choosing Abra in the Squirtle section is that I wanted to... If I chose him in the Squirtle position, I guess my rival would have a Venusaur, which makes fighting the Venusaur easier. But then he has an Arcanine, and he also has a Gyarados, which is, all annoying. So I kind of want to remove that entirely. I want to remove the Arcanine because the Arcanine at the end of the game is actually very, very powerful. So I'd rather choose the Bulbasaur section, so my rival has a Charizard. so it's easier for me to fight against, and I don't have to worry about the Arcanine. Unfortunately, that means he has an annoying grass type. It is a lose-lose. So chose him in the Charmander position, and then he would have both the Executor and the Arcanine. That would have been worse. Anyways, from there we're gonna face off against Saffron City's gym leader, actually, Sabrina. Sabrina is gonna be the Psychic type gym leader, and she's not too difficult. I mean, she can start the battle using a Kadabra against us. We have a Secret Power, one-shots it. Venomoth comes out for some reason. Psychic will one-shot that thing. I'm not too sure why she decided to send that thing out or even have that on her team. And then the Mr. Mime will get 3-shotted Secret Power into a Mega Kick, and then take him down. Alakazam comes out. He's gonna get paralyzed with a Secret Power, and then Mega Kick will knock him out, and we get the 5th gym badge of the game. I think this is the 5th gym badge, and we clear through Sabrina. We also get a very good TM. We got TM 04, which is Calm Mind. We're gonna use that in a bit as we're gonna head into Fuchsia City. Firstly, we're gonna catch Snorlax. It's for the Pokédex. It's gonna help us out. And then we're gonna go into Fuchsia City, where we're gonna face off against the Poison type gym leader, which is gonna be Koga. Koga is nothing too hard. As you see, Koga starts out the battle against us using a Coughing, as my Abra is going to Psychic it, one-shot it to his face. Then he's gonna switch out to his Muck, which level 65 Psychic type will one-shot that thing as well. Level 65 Abra is going to knock out the Coughing and the Wheezing, and we end up beating Koga for our 6th gym badge of the game. We also get a TM for Toxic. I could learn it, but I don't think it's going to be too useful on an Abra. And then from there, we're going to finish off our catching and our Pokédex, and we're going to get 30 Pokemon by the end of this by catching all the Pokemons in here. Once we're done with that, we can go into Vermilion City, and then go into the Professor Aids over here. He's going to give us the Item Finder, which allows us to fly into Celadon City, where the Snorlax was, and uncover a leftover. Pretty useful for us. And then from there we could surf down to Cinnabar Island and clear through all the trainers in Blaine's gym. Once we do that, we're going to face off against Blaine himself. Blaine is going to be the 7th gym leader in the game, and also the Fire type gym leader. Now, he's nothing too difficult. I mean, at this point, Abra is just going to sweep everything. As you can see, Abra is going to Psychic into the Growlithe to one-shot him. Destroy. Psychic into the Arcanine, his ace Pokemon. One shot with a crit. I don't know if it matters, but he's dead. Psychic into the Ponyta to knock him out, and then Psychic into Rapidash to finish it off. 4 KOs very quickly as we get the 7th gym badge in the game. Now next up, we can finally teach our Abra the TM for Calm Mind. Put that over Secret Power, because I could relearn Secret Power whenever I want. And then we go into the final gym fight against Giovanni. We're going to the gym fight against Giovanni. We're going to Psychic right off the bat against his Rhyhorn. Not even set up. I thought he was going to set up. But we knock out his Rhyhorn, his Dugtrio in one shot, obviously. And since he has a Nidoking and a Nidoqueen, both are poison types, and they'll go down. And the final Rhyhorn, with his poor special defense, is also going to go down. And we beat down Giovanni as we head into the second to last rival battle fight. Now this rival battle fight will be in Route 22. We're going to start the battle Calm Minding up, and then that's it. Shockwave will knock out the Pidgeot. Psychic knocks out the Rhyhorn. See, surprisingly, this is actually a tricky situation against the Execute. I Psychic it. I one-shot it, luckily, with a crit, so, I mean, it works out. Shockwave into the Gyarados to knock him out, and then Psychic to knock out the Charizard. And, oh, finally, the Alakazam gets 2-shot to his face, and we end up beating Gary. Now, from there, we're going to head into Victory Road. We're going to try to train up our Pokemon as much as we can, avoid the trainers for now, get the rare candies, and then move on quickly into the end of Victory Road. Now, once we actually head through Victory Road into the Pokemon League, we're not done just yet. We're going to fly back all the way to Cerulean City. Now, in Cerulean City, we're able to catch some Abras out in the wild, and Abras have a 5% chance of holding a Twisted Spoon, which will boost my Psychic type moves, which, I mean, in turn making me even better. So we're going to actually find ourselves an Abra with a Twisted Spoon on our 3rd Apricot. So that actually is pretty nice. From there though, it's time to head into the Elite Four. We have all our items. We have all our TMs and moves we could possibly think of. And we start the battle against Lorelei. Lorelei is going to be the first Elite Four member we're going to face off against. Unfortunately though, our first attempt against her ends up in a death, as I'm able to knock out 4 of her 5 Pokemon on our first attempt. We're able to knock out the Lapras, the Dewgong, the Cloyster, and the Slowbro Unfortunately, I'm unable to one-shot the Jinx with my Shockwave, and it's going to Lovely Kiss and Ice Punch me down, unfortunately, and we lose the battle. We have to come back with Calm Mind ready up. On my second attempt, we're able to Calm Mind as much as we want. In front of the Dewgong, it lets me Calm Mind as much as I want, so we'll just take it. So we get a +4, I think, and then Shockwave would knock out the Dewgong, the Lapras, the Cloyster, and also the Slowbro very easily. And then finally, her last Pokemon will be the Jinx, as I'm able to Shockwave and one-shot that thing, and we end up beating Lorelei. Super easy. From there, we're going to face up against Bruno. Bruno is going to be... I mean, he doesn't have a specialist, I don't think. So we're going to face up against Bruno. Bruno's going to start the battle against us using Onyx. Now, I could Calm Mind. I did Calm Mind. I was risking it because I was like, it's probably going to lower my speed. So it might be a bad move, but I could take one attack. I know that because I'm level 76. So I'm able to Psychic him, knock him out in one shot. And I'm like, oh, never mind. This is super simple. I can outspeed everything because Abra's line is super dangerous in speed. It's super fast. Hitmonchan goes down in one shot as well, and I outspeed it. Hitmonlee comes out, gets outspeeded. Hitmonlee is faster for sure, right? I think Hitmonlee is faster, but they both go down. Onyx goes down, and then finally his ace Pokemon in Machamp goes down, and we beat Bruno in pretty quick succession. Speaking of quick, we're in face off against Agatha next. Agatha is going to be the poison type Elite Four member. I know, because our Pokemon are poison type. I make this joke every single time, but Psychic will one-shot her first Gengar, which is nice. And then the Golbat goes down. Yeah, Arbok goes down. Second Gengar goes down, and then finally her Haunter goes down. Yeah, formalities at this point. Now here comes the hard part. The hardest fight in the game. We're going to face off against a Lance. Lance is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member, more of a Flying type, but you know what? It goes with this. I'm trying to set up first. It's gonna Hyper Beam me, so that's not good. It's gonna Hyper Beam. It's not gonna give me a chance to even set up. If I set up, it's over. So I Shockwave it. You know what? Gyarados goes down. Whatever. Aerodactyl comes out next. I'm like, okay, now I can set up against him. You know, free setup, right? It's going to Hyper Beam me as well. I'm like, oh my god. Of course, it wants to Hyper. Everything wants to Hyper Beam me because it one-shots my Abra regardless. If I knock out the Aerodactyl, Dragonite comes out next, and guess what it wants to do? Yes, it wants to Hyper Beam me, guys. So, I'm getting annoyed. So, what we have to do is Secret Power into the Gyarados. Hopefully, it gets paralyzed, and then Calm Mind, and hope it gets paralyzed once again. And then I can Shockwave and finish everything off. I Shockwave into the Gyarados to one-shot it. Aerodactyl comes out next. Shockwave will one-shot that thing as well. Dragonite comes out. Psychic. Luckily, it gets a crit. I'm not too sure if the Psychic +1 will even knock him out, but a crit will for sure knock him out, and we end up beating Lance for sure, because the Dragonairs comes out. It's not going to even one-shot me with anything, so I'm able to Psychic, knock out the Dragonairs, and we end up beating Lance. Thankfully, that could have been really, really bad, but we end up beating Lance, and we're on to the final battle of the game. Now, the final battle of the game, we're going to face off against our rival. Our rival is going to be Gary. Now, my first attempt, I actually got pretty close. Very, very close. Unfortunately, the Executor ends up beating me down, and we lose our first attempt, which is annoying, but we regroup. We start our second attempt against Gary. Gary is going to start the battle against us using a Pidgeot. I'm going to Calm Mind in front of him. He's getting Air Release. All good. I put the leftovers on Abra in exchange for the Twisted Spoon. I'm able to Shockwave, knock out the Pidgeot and the Gyarados in one shot each. The Charizard comes out. I'm able to Psychic, switch it up, one shot him. Ooh, not one shot him, but he's getting full restore on my Calm Mind, and I'm able to Psychic, knock out the Charizard. Alakazam comes out next. I'm able to Shockwave him. Maybe I could have gone for the Psychic. I don't know if it would have killed him or not, but it does roughly to the point where he wants to full restore once again. So I want to Calm Mind in front of him. I think I'm at +4 at this point. No, I'm +3. Shockwave will knock out the Alakazam. Rhydon comes out next. Poor special defense. Psychic will knock him out. And then the Executor comes out next. I'm able to Psychic, one-shot his Executor, and we end up beating Gary. Now, as you see, I'm low on HP. If I did have an Arcanine, I don't think I would have beat the game. Or if Gary did have an Arcanine, I think he would have beat me regardless, because I had to set up at one point to beat the Executor. Extreme speed would do a lot of damage to my Abra. So I think the best play in the entire game was the first play where we picked up Abra at the Bulbasaur spots. Might be the best play, I don't know. But either way, we ended up beating the entire game. We completed our second solo run back over like 2 years hiatus, but we finished our second solo run and we did beat Pokemon Leaf Green using only Abra. And it's actually Leaf Green this time, not Fire Red. So anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way today, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please don't forget to support this video by dropping a like. Let's go for 300 likes, just like always. And if you guys can, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really mean a lot to me, and it'll help me out a lot. So thank you so much for watching. My name has been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day. I'm out. Peace.